everybody, and welcome to a show where we're going to hang out. We're going to track some of Milton's progress. This isn't going to be hardcore Milton news up to the minute and stuff. We're just going to follow what's going on and have a hangout. And then that way, if you know anybody that's a bit stressed because they got family in the area, friends in the area, and maybe they don't need the whole mental assault of continuous information, and they just need a comfortable place to be and sort of keep up to what's going on, maybe that's what we're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, come over here, and we'll just give you a little bit of a cuddle.
Yeah,
a little bit of a cuddle from the guys.
Yeah, we're the arm your shoulders are looking for right now. We'll do it, I don't know. But
and we'll take out a piss of this namby-pamby little storm.
Yeah.
Milton, what a name. Milton is the kind of name of a posh git who went to Eton.
He's an accountant who still lives at his mother's house,
He's obviously just got very, very pissed off in life and just going, right, I'm going to go out for a storm now.
Yeah, when else? Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est, But not to totally make light of things or anything, because it's going to be absolute hell for a whole shit ton of people. But we probably will be fucking around and stuff, because that's what we do, right? If that offends, well, surprised YouTube brought you here.
Well, you know us.
Yeah, but it is like here's a live image right here, and this is
it sure looks wet and windy.
Yeah, this is I do believe. Let me get my directions right. Flip it around. I do believe this is west side of Florida as things are coming in.
Is that on the coast?
Yeah, it's close to, I do believe.
Yeah, because it does look like coastal sea storm kind of thing.
Yeah,
but with a hurricane, I don't know. I've never experienced one. It might just look like that wherever you are.
As I understand it from the information on this feed, this is like proper Tampa Bay area. We got another one here. This is a split of 4 cams. We'll be showing this as well here and there. Oh, look at that. Somebody's out with like searchlight thing going in the top right image there. Let me zoom that in for you. Yeah. Right. But the top right image, just before we went live, we started to notice that camera is starting to wobble. The top left image that you're seeing here, I do believe is pretty much the same image as this one. You see that sign in the top?
The same place.
Have text? Yeah, it's the same one as that one, I do believe.
Yeah, not the same image, the same place.
And from top left to bottom right, top left is Tampa. Top right is Sarasota. Bottom right is Fort Myers. And bottom left is north of Punta Gorda. So that's what you're looking at there. So yeah, and we'll just keep watch on things, see what's going on. We've got a few feeds from some other bigger storm watch channels, and we don't really want to be stealing their content, so we'll just give you little glimpses here and there.
Well, no, we're not stealing. We're borrowing.
Yeah, we're just doing that YouTuber.
We'll give it back.
Yeah, little nudge in the corner thing, right?
Yeah, and we'll give them all the credit that we deserve.
No, but there's going to be no long-term show of their stuff. Just every now and then, if we see something we think you should see,
something juicy.
Yeah, we got this feed here of a dude driving around, and at this point, only thing I can figure is his Uber driver's lost, and he's trying to find him. He's just looking for his supper, man.
He's lost.
Yeah. Actually, the wind's picking up in this one now. I'm starting to see that. So maybe less joking on that one coming up. We'll see.
Oh, come on. Plenty of joking. We want joking.
Is it safer to drive around in a very, it's coming at you area in a battery electric car because they're so much heavier and the center of gravity is really low because the battery pack is at the bottom? Or is that stupid thinking and people that do this are just risking it all for a couple of views?
Well, the people who go and do the storm chaser stuff. I mean, it's not like they're driving out in like two-seater Kias or anything like that. They are normally in a big, massive truck, no matter what they're doing.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's plenty of weight there.
Liam Wakefield in the chat says he's in a RAV4. Dude, how have you got that figured out?
RAV4's too little for that. It's tiny.
If it's a RAV4, it's only one gust from the wolf away of being blown away like a pig's house, right?
Mm.
Oh, yeah. And then we've got a couple of news channels up, like this guy's here talking about it, and these guys here talking about it. But they probably get us in trouble if we show their stuff too much. So we'll just kind of watch in the background and see if anything's going on and let you know, right?
Yeah, besides they're talking about it, it's not like we're going to be listening in.
No, exactly. And we got a couple of the Shills that are going to be joining us as well. A few from the team and whatnot. We just wanted to get settled in first. This was a spur of the moment thought. We found out that Nick Suter from In Time was doing a hurricane watch, and we figured that, well, we better too, even though we don't have the information and he does, right? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It has nothing to do with Nick.
and ironically, he's coming on as a guest.
Yeah. He's going to come on and explain wind speed to us coming up. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
There's half an hour of my life gone.
Yeah. Does anybody in the chat have any family friends in the path of the storm? Have they got out safely? Or is anybody dealing with a situation where you got old folk and they're going, we're not leaving. I was born in this house, and that whole, yeah. Liam says he knows. It's a converted RAV4 just for storm chasing. I would have gone something much heavier, like a Unimog, Yeah.
A Challenger tank, a Humvee or something.
Yeah.
Lead weights.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man, scary thought. What was it that movie Twisters? Is it the old Twisters movie where they had a system of putting spikes in the ground to make sure their little motorhome didn't fly away? Or is that from something newer? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No, that's from one of your summer holidays back in the... I haven't. I don't know if you're talking the same things. Big like screw-in spikes. You just screw them into the ground, and then you strap your vehicle or tent down. I've seen those.
Yeah,
we get those in the UK. So it's just like, well, I'm not too sure how well they'll work. You probably have to use like industrial size screws in America for deal with shit like that. But
yeah, and I want to address a thing. I won't call them out by name, but there's a YouTube channel, Automotive, really cool channel. And dude did a stream or a show yesterday, 12-minute video, talking about how they're preparing for the hurricane. He did a spot on how his home is built to the highest hurricane standards, so no thing is going to rip the roof off and stuff. And him and his wife and their 2 young children, like 2 and 4 years old, figured that they were going to stick it out. And they are very close to the path of the red on those maps that says you die here. Now, he also did say, don't worry, we're not stupid. We do have a plan to get out if things start to get really bad and whatnot. And I think this plays on to what Nick Suter showed earlier today on his show, where Biden and Kamala Harris were talking to some other people in the American government. And one of the things they tried to get across was just because a hurricane goes from Cat 5 to Cat 4 doesn't mean that the impact of landfall is somehow going to be lighter. You're still screwed. And I don't really understand how that works. I wouldn't even want to try and fake it through that.
Thing is, if he says, he's got an escape plan if things get really bad, Surely, if things get really bad, it's already too late for an escape plan.
Well, he owns a small airplane and a helicopter, and he has the ability to launch them from home. Launch them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
hurricane planes, helicopters.
well,
Surely they don't go together very well.
This is what I was going to get to. Both of his planes are little light ones. Well, his plane and his helicopter, they're not strong beasts that can handle big winds like Apaches and stuff or whatever, right? And I thought it was just overconfidence from somebody speaking from the fact that they've lived in Florida long enough to think that they've beat the other ones. They're going to beat this one, even though all the experts are saying, get the hell out. I don't know how it's going to come down, you know? Martin Casper in the chat, will Trump throw paper towels? Oh, that's a harsh reference, but fair. He did. You know,
there was a whole bunch of great images that came out from the Trump campaign of him out with first responders to Helen. He hasn't got anywhere near it. And there's pictures of him wading through the water, you know, helping people. He hasn't helped a fucking single person.
No. Actually, what he did is what he accused the Biden administration of, which was redirecting FEMA funds to other places for his own special needs, because that's what he did, right?
Actually, my wife was telling me some stuff about Trump, because you know, he basically, like you said, things like, you know, Harris has spent all the money. There's going to be no support. There's going to be no help.
Right.
So there's a lot of people got into a lot of trouble because they just didn't think there was any help coming. Yeah. So they took Trump at his word and got themselves in the right pile of shit.
Exactly.
Because of it. Yeah. And it's like they've come out the other side saying, "Well, I'll never trust another word he says."
Exactly. There's been all kinds of citizen groups getting together, and then they show up at the place, and there's already people there, and there's already it's to use this situation as a way of politicizing things shows that he is not anybody you ever want to be representative of yourself for your country.
Well, of course, you do realize that the Republican part, the Democratic Party have total control over this storm, and they did have a plan to stop it, but the Republicans blocked it so they could use it as a campaigning.
Yeah, Spartacus in the chat is saying that picture of him wading through the water, he only had 3 fingers on his right hand. Yeah. No AI imaging there. No, none at all. That whole thing with hands and stuff with AI, it's almost like somebody was smart enough to bake it in. No.
Yeah.
But that new video stuff that's coming out shows that they're getting past it pretty quick. It's unbelievable. You know?
I did see a thing on Jon Stewart's show. Was it the late night show, or one of the late night shows? Yeah. One of them, and they had one of the guys there, first responders, and we saw the AI images. You know, a guy has 6 fingers, and he holds up his hand. Well, I've got fucking 6 fingers.
That's funny.
So it is me.
Oh, here's another person that's really driving around in the thick of it, man. Look at this one.
Yeah. Gonna play chicken with a guy in front. Oh, there's a tree down. Oh dear.
What are you thinking being out in this?
That's probably, you know what he's doing? He's probably passing another YouTuber.
Yeah, exactly. Who else would be doing this, right? You know, yeah, I'm surprised his stream didn't buffer for a brief second there as the Wi-Fi hotspots crossed each other, you know?
Good. Oh, this is great content. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, now we got heavy windshield wiper action going.
Harry Roper came in at the Daily Show. That's right. Thank you very much. The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah. I don't know whose is whose. I can't tell.
No. Oh, did you see the Jimmy Kimmel had a great interview with Waltz
Yeah.
the other day?
I thought that was
so
excellent.
Cool. Yeah, especially when Walt said he's looking forward to after the election when he'll wake up in the morning with wake up with President Harris.
And his correction was funny. Yeah, I have been told I have to be much more precise with my language. Yeah, because he totally made it sound like they'd be in bed together.
Yeah, that was got to be my favorite part of the interview. Such a cool dude. Such a nice guy.
Yeah. I personally think he'd make great president material coming up, to be honest.
You never know.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if the president of the United States walked into the room and everybody goes, "Hey, coach." Hey, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this one's getting more violent now. You'll get seasick watching that for too long.
I'm just getting wet looking at it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The Fort Myers camera in the bottom right on this one seems to keep cutting out.
That dude is still out with the searchlight.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I don't, that's in Sarasota. Sarasota is not very far below Tampa. As I understand it, they're like, Sarasota is going to get hit soon, and this guy's just walking around with a flashlight going, "Oh, everything looks okay."
No, it's those damn kids in the RV. They're gonna attract the T-Rex. You know it.
Don't
switch off the lights.
Move. Yeah. But that top left one in Tampa, man, stuff's coming to Tampa soon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not good. Let me switch to this one again. That's getting rowdy.
That is the only thing that's missing from these images is like a big giant dinosaur or a kaiju marching down the street.
Mothra just coming in.
Yeah.
Kong comes in to even the score.
Yeah. Well, just having a bit of bad weather. No, that's not good enough. We want plugging monsters in there.
Yeah. We shall kill you all. And here's this guy looking for his supper still.
Yeah.
Hasn't found it.
He's going to have that pizza that it's going to go free. He's not doing that delivery in 30 minutes.
We've shown this guy a few times and he's still in the trailer park. It's got to be the world's largest trailer park. And if I know anything about storms, they fuck trailer parks up. So it's not a good place to be.
Yeah, he's just looking for the exit.
Yeah. God seems to hate well, maybe not God. Mother Nature hates trailer parks.
Well, I think the constructions and Mother Nature don't really go well hand in hand, do they?
It's true.
Just made out of paper and cardboard, aren't they?
Oh, look, he's finally leaving. Wonder where he's going now. He hasn't found his supper yet. Oh, no, he's still in. See? Oh, he drove through a puddle. It's getting serious now.
You'll get out and jump in it.
Yeah.
Like a child.
All these people that live there are like, dude, would you turn off your brights, please?
Yeah. Dead end again. He's still lost.
Yeah.
Can't find the exit.
Can't find his supper. Okay. So yeah, we've got the moderator team watching. So if you have a link that you would like us to show, drop it in our Discord. We'll get the Discord invite link in the live chat for you. And the moderator team will be watching the general chat in our Discord. And I mean, we can't be showing big, huge YouTuber channels that are making an effort to create their own content. But, these static cams like this and whatnot, we can show them no problem, right?
Yeah.
We just don't want to be ripping people off much.
I'm sure if you go to those big YouTubers right now, they got us on the screen. They're stealing us.
That's true. Yeah, tornado watch, Milton, or hurricane watch, Milton approaches, and they just have Dunk's face on the screen.
Saying some kind of stupid inane shit.
Yeah. You see, one of the big YouTubers that I'm watching right now on the back accidentally showed themselves checking their subscriber count while watching the storm. I shit you not.
Oh, let's check ours.
Probably went down.
Usually.
Yeah. But how are you supposed to sell the fact that you're like, take shelter now and all these things that you say when during the show you're checking your subscriber count?
Or your super chats, just getting whole giddy about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It does bring an air of what would you say? Falseness to it.
Yeah.
Like certain channels we know that we will not mention.
Yeah, it has
we don't like to enforce that kind of that story.
Yeah. We don't play anal sniffery, so But I feel odd about that, right? Like right now, if you guys want to do any donation things, we have our direct donation at the top of the live chat. We'll be sending that directly to actually, I don't know who. Anybody got a good idea on where we could send
it's a bit windy outside.
Yeah.
I need a new brolly.
Yeah, stop farting. But if you guys know of a proper place to send a few bucks, we'll send anything that comes through as we're doing this to them, right? I don't even know where to send it, to be honest.
Yes. Trump's white towel campaign.
Yeah. Well, we already did.
We'll pop it up.
Yeah. We already donated to the "Please Don't Make Me Sleep with Him Again" Melania Trump or fund.
Yeah, but we did that 20 years ago, and it's still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, she had children by him as well. Oh,
can you? I can. She seems to have an ounce of class, so I can only imagine that it was artificially done, because I don't believe that she could ever look at that guy and go, "Yeah, I gotta have that." And just
she got Fabio to swallow and then just spit it into her.
Romantic novella insemination. It's a whole new way of doing things. Again, they're right around the corner from me. And I know, like, some people in the Ukraine community have a real issue with Red Cross and stuff.
Yeah.
There must be some difference between international Red Cross and the Red Cross we have locally here, because the Red Cross, as I know them in Canada, are totally fine. So I've always found that strange. I don't really know what the story is. I think it has something to do with not really helping and, pretending to go in and not really providing aid. I'm not really sure, but
I'm not even too keen on the Salvation Army either, because I've heard some stories about them being a bit choosy about where money goes.
But at the same time, the Salvation Army locally where I live are the ones that run the de facto food bank and everything for people, and literally just seem to spend their days making sure that other people are okay. Right? It must be Salvation Army in other countries are jerk offs or something. I don't know.
It's almost like you say, it's like an international organization, charity organization. As soon as you get to that sort of level, that they just the level of charity shifts a little bit and becomes a bit more political or one-sided, and it just gets horrible. It's just like,
And I know after Helen, there was local groups organizing helicopters and all kinds of things to go and, rescue remote people, provide them with provisions, communication, batteries and whatnot, and generator stuff. And so my thought was, if we did any fundraising, maybe we could find something a little bit more local and direct, right?
Mm.
The same way we do with Ukraine fundraising and stuff. We don't just give to the big organizations that have all these staff and whatnot. We throw it into Project Constantine and Greg Terry and Professor Gerdes' things and stuff these days, right? Starsky's and, whatever, right? We put it into direct hands, Because, what the hell do I know? I'm some Canadian bozo on the West Coast. I'm as far removed from this as I can be, I don't know.
Let's find somebody personally who's had maybe a tile come off their roof and we'll fix it.
Oh.
We could probably manage that.
So we need an Italian.
And we need a donation of $10 for a new tile. And a nail. Yeah, we might be able to cover that.
Yeah.
Let's face it, we're not exactly the Red Cross or Mr. Beast or whatever like that. Yeah.
No, but, you do sometimes get an opportunity to help a bit, right? And you want to do it in the right ways, excuse me. I just want to bring this up again here. It's starting to rock even more. But when you look over to this one, it's still just Tampa in these ones that's taken it in any real way. Look, that the spotlight is still up on that corner.
I think I don't. I'm wondering even if it is a spotlight or it's just like a light that's just now dangling up a cable and it's just spinning around. Because I can't believe someone is just there all this time, it's spinning.
But look, I'm seeing it move to the right now. I'm seeing one of them move.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going on there. It's really got me interested, right? It's like two of the fucking minions from that movie are just bumbling around over there with lights. It's very strange.
You know what it is? It's YouTubers. and they're filming what's going on at that street corner. I guarantee it.
They're looking at us, watching them.
It'll be on TikTok.
Yeah. Here, these guys here have a little active weather map going, showing how things are coming in. And you can see there, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Bradenton, Sarasota, just on the edge. Holy, it's really coming towards them.
But more importantly, what microphone is he using there, Dick?
That is a Shure SM7B by the looks of it, actually.
Yes, it does look like it's SM7B.
Yeah, and the other guy's got the same one. You can tell because it's a dinky wire that comes out and goes to the actual connection.
Funny.
Yeah, they're the older model, though. You can tell that, too. But yeah, look at that, man. It's coming right in right now. It's going to get ugly soon.
What are the wind speeds up to? What are we talking about?
I only have videos, so I'll actually have to look up some actual information.
Yeah, someone in the chat will tell us.
Yeah, let's see.
What kind of wind speeds are we talking about with this hurricane? 120 mile an hour.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh my God, what a useless site. I hate that. I'm on a computer. Don't give me the freaking mobile version, Okay, here we go. It's just making landfall near Siesta Key, Florida. 120 mile an hour winds, like you were saying. Scientists define landfall as the moment the eye of the hurricane moves over the coast. So that's what's happened now. So let's just bring this up here. Sorry, everybody. I'm not one of these information hounds like some. Here we go. So here's the get the hell out of the way, will you? There we go.
I'm just sitting here.
Yeah. So here we go. So we got Siesta Key, Florida. And this is what it brought me up. Is this Siesta Key like right here or something? Oh, Siesta Key. Here we go. Right here. Okay. So let me bring that up into the center. Siesta Key right there. Here I can. Whoa, Lord, thunder and Jesus. All right. There we go. So, oh, that was weird.
Yeah, so that's what it looked like yesterday.
Yeah. And this is probably what it looks like right now. So that's where it's hit. Now, let me see if I can. There we go. These goddamn apps think that everybody's on a PC, but on Macs, the mouse scroll works backwards, right? It's annoying as hell.
You can swap it.
No, I like the way it is on the Mac. I think everybody else should swap. So that's where it's coming in. And let me just scroll out a bit more. So it's coming in right around Sarasota. That's exactly where I was telling you guys that guy's racetrack and stuff is. Oh, man, he's going to feel it. Okay, so that's where it's coming in, right about there. Switch back over. Let's see what, is there any, oh, here's a, oh, for God's sakes. Okay, here we go. And seriously, I click a picture and all I get is text. There we go. Here is the radar image from just minutes ago of it coming in. I do believe that red must be bad because, look where it is. I'm no expert. There you go.
Yeah, but isn't St. Petersburg in Europe?
I do believe there's more than one.
It's got lost again.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here's some live footage. We've got a few chasers all together. Yeah, we got the map there. Yeah. Let me just size that up a little bit more. There we go. Oh, man. Why are these people driving around in it? What the?
No, but hang on. But the guy bottom right driving around in the car park.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's trying to help the other guy find his dinner. But look at the image in the top left there. Here, I'll zoom it in for him.
Mm.
That's some decent water and whatnot. Like this is, look at it in the top right. That dude's driving in that. That's like, I'm no expert, but it looks like he's minutes away from, oh, fuck. You know?
I don't know. It doesn't work like a tsunami, though, does it? It's just like, the water levels just suddenly start rising.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Me either. Me either. Let me go back to this one. This one has not gotten worse yet. Or is the shake of the camera worse? Is that just me? Or this is the one that's in Tampa? This is the one that's going to get ugly quick.
I would imagine that's about as bad as it's going to get as from a view from a camera.
I'm not sure on that.
I don't think the view, well, because there's not a lot to see there, as far as like things that can break, like trees being broken and stuff like that. It's just on
there's water being blown. There must be a source of water close enough that soon I think we're going to see a lot. I'm wondering if this roadworks is even going to survive.
It's hard to tell what's going on there. It looks like it's on a split level. You got the highway on one side, highway on the other, and they're like different heights.
Yeah.
Is that what it looked like to you?
Yeah, I think there's like a good 6 to 8 feet elevation with a meridian as well on the right that's flat. That's what I'm seeing as well. Yeah. I'm very concerned because there seems to be quite a few people that were communicating on social media that they figured, just like other storms, they would weather it out and be okay. And the media, like the powers that be, the people that know, are very much trying to get the message across. This is not one you're going to just survive. Get out.
The thing is, I mean, you got you and me. Neither of us have actually experienced hurricanes like this. It would actually be
Or a
quite
tornado.
cool. Well, it'd be quite cool to have someone on the stream that actually has experienced hurricanes like this. So they when they can see what we're looking at, they can give a bit more of an informed opinion of what it looks like. To us, it just looks like rain, shit, and wind, and what do we know?
Yeah, here's a feed here. I mean, what am I supposed to make of that? It looks like snow. Oh, look at the wave there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, hopefully that's images from a coast and not in the middle of the land somewhere.
Yeah, here's Supper Guy
that
again.
Would be bad.
Yeah.
Oh, something exploded.
See that?
Yeah. It's power transformer on there.
Oh, look at that! Look at that going off. Wouldn't want to be near that. Let me some bitch.
Yeah, that's one thing in America that seems to happen a lot. We don't see in the UK is like power transformers on top of pylons in domestic areas, or just these things just exploding all the bloody time.
Right.
I don't know where they put them in the UK, but we don't have that.
Yeah, I wonder. It also seems to be
we seem to have a completely different way of transferring energy and electricity across.
You guys probably using Jewish lasers, so
Oh yeah.
Why wouldn't you, right? These cams here seem to be all quite mild. Although top left, Palm Beach cam, that's it's not a calm sea, but I mean that's not even enough to surf, right? Let's go back here. We got an idiot talking. Got a weather map still. Check this one. Oh, Tampa, Florida in the bottom right now. We got a different cam added to this feed. So now we got two Tampa feeds, top left and bottom right. We'll leave that up for a minute.
The guys with the floodlights have disappeared from the top right. They've buggered up.
Yeah. See, I do believe that was actually folks, and that's Sarasota as it's labeled. Sarasota is like 20 minutes away from chaos as it looked on the map, although it's hard to judge distance if you don't look at the, that little thingy, right?
Yeah, it looks kind of calm there, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's not a lot to gauge. What you need is like to see trees swaying so you can actually gauge the force.
Yeah.
Here's me talking about the force. like I wouldn't know anything about the force.
Yeah. Here, let me just check here. A couple other news sites I got. Yeah, right now the newest updates are that it's just hitting that place on the map that I brought up there. That what is it called? Siesta Key, right there in the middle. This place here, Siesta Key, is about to be wiped away. I do believe.
I bet you there's some real posh posh houses around there. You got like that little kind of like river, like thing there with all the riverfront houses down there.
Yeah.
Oh, better some rich bastards live there.
Damn right. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see what these are showing. So, we'll give it like 20 minutes to develop and see how it's going here. Fort Myers Beach will be gone. Let's see here. We had them up as well on this group, right? Oh, they were in the bottom right, Fort Myers, and now they've switched to another Tampa cam. We'll see. It'll probably come back and we'll get a shot of Fort Myers as well. That's where it was, though. That's where it was. We'll see how it goes.
I hate to say it, but every time you say Tampa, I have to start having a little giggle inside my head because it's so close to saying tampon. That would mop it up.
Yeah, we need the world's biggest cork.
Hey, talking of solutions to hurricanes, didn't Trump say that we should nuke one? Wasn't that one of the things he was saying? It was hilarious. He said we should nuke it.
Seriously?
What a great solution to a hurricane. Yeah, just
Sorry to do that to your appetites, everybody, but
yeah, no, it was one of his solutions. Yes, UTV and Ham said yes, he did. Yeah, he talked about nuking the hurricane. Yeah, nothing worse than just what are you going to do? Like just make it fucking angry.
Yeah.
And not only that, just spread radiation as far as wide as you possibly can.
And I can only imagine the delusion, motherfucker. If it wants to fight, I'll fight. Give me the red button suitcase.
But it's like his mentality when he was talking about fighting COVID. Just a bit of bleach and UV lights. No, okay, we'll nuke COVID. Oh no, what we'll do is we'll nuke it. We'll just nuke it.
Yeah, exactly. We declare war on COVID. Yeah.
But the solution to this hurricane is to nuke it.
It'd be about as effective as the war on drugs that everybody tried there for a while. I mean, what that whole thing, the war on drugs. I always thought that was hilarious. You guys tried the whole thing with the bootleggers, what did they call it? Prohibition. Get rid of alcohol because it wasn't Christian or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That didn't go over very well.
Just put it underground and made crime families.
Exactly, right? And the whole thing with the war on drugs, and I don't mean like heroin or cocaine because, we don't need people zombieing out on crystal meth all over the place. But the idea that somebody who just smokes a bit of pot or something was some hardcore criminal that had to be dealt with was so expensive on society when you could just make good taxes off them. Well, I always found that strange.
Yeah, I think Waltz was coming and saying, or implying that it just should be illegalized, cannabis and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I could have sworn he'd said that a couple of days
he
ago.
doesn't seem to give a rat's ass about smoking grass, But the thing is, alcohol has so many bad things to it, health things, relationship things, and all that. And yet the grass has been vilified for years as if it's some big deal. Yeah. And if you go back and look, the 3M company is one of the biggest people responsible for this position of marijuana is bad. And it goes back to the whole thing where hemp was really good at making things, but 3M had artificial fibers and stuff and whatnot. And 3M literally led a war against hemp and marijuana through what do they call it? The lobbying and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 3M, if I do believe, I think I'm correct, but I think 3M is one of the people that backed that stupid movie Reefer Madness, you know? And no one's ever giggled their head off and jumped out of a window because they smoked a joint. It's just stupid, you know?
Well, I did after watching Reefer Madness.
That's a terrible movie. No.
It's a terrible movie.
Reefers.
I love it.
You know, I think it's funny how the band Sublime used some quotes from that movie in the song "Smoke Two Joints." You know, and I wouldn't be surprised to learn they smoked marijuana cigarettes. Reefers. Let me get a beer. Hold on one sec.
But it's funny when you talk about it's like the war on drugs and obviously prohibition against alcohol, obviously against smoking now and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, the thing is, America does suffer from a large problem with obesity, and they're not putting fucking warning labels on McDonald's. And
it's not just America. This is Canada and whatnot too. But we have all these awful.
It's spreading across the world. The culture.
Well, no, hold on. I don't know that it's spreading across the world. It's a fact of capitalism. Shitty, sugary meals sell. And parents, are just like, oh, stop whining here, give it to them and whatnot. And before you know it, you got people that would rather have supper from a Frito-Lay bag,
Yeah. Just put the handles around their ears. They can eat out of the bag like a fucking horse.
Yeah, feed bag. I've often said, strap on a feed bag, you pig.
Yeah. But the point is, my point is there's no kind of regulations on that. There's no war on burgers.
No.
Whereas people smoking a joint, they're more likely to order the burgers afterwards. But
look at it this way: in Canada, there's such a war on cigarette smoking. I know some of you get pissed off with that. It's fine, but cigarette smoking became a political beating bitch for a long time now in North America and another type of politics. And there's this easy argument, smoking is bad and it leads to health issues, which cost everybody in a society like Canada money because of healthcare and whatnot. Okay, I get that. But the whole war on cigarettes has got to a point where in Canada, a pack of cigarettes is brown. They're all brown. They're not allowed to be anything else. There's you're not allowed to put a fancy name on it or anything. They all look the same. And they all have this big huge picture on it that has like somebody suffering from lung cancer and all this kind of thing.
Why? Well, they usually have pictures of me on it.
Yeah. Well, they probably could. But why don't they do that to alcohol? And have diseased livers and broken families and all this stuff on the bottle. Why don't they? Because politically, the people who make the laws all drink, but not a lot of them smoke. So it's the whipping boy, right?
And they all like a burger, so they're not going to put it on the McDonald's box.
Exactly. This is the whole thing. It comes down to society just somehow collectively decided. But we didn't somehow collectively decide. We were influenced into this position, right? We were.
That's the same thing about smoking. Okay, I am a smoker. Dick smoking, just to prove a point. And I agree. It's a disgusting habit. It's terrible. But I've got to live with it and die with it because that's what's happened. But if you go back in the past, it was kind of like pushed on us. In so many ways, it's like you see like doctors handing out cigarettes. You ever heard look a cigarette?
My mother was prescribed smoking for hypertension.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
And it's almost like Edison when it's like not invented electricity, but he popularized
stole the idea and made it good. Yeah.
Well, he popularized electricity by putting it in. He invented items that ran on electricity to help promote the use of electricity.
And the light bulb was the big kicker, right?
The same thing happened with smoking as well. And the smoking lobbyists, all got involved, and everybody was smoking. God, that fucking place must have stunk.
Oh yeah.
Everything was just stunk of nicotine smoke. It's horrible. But no, it's bizarre. They'll take a moral stance over one thing while completely blindsiding all the other moral stances.
Yeah.
It's like gun control as well is another thing that comes in. All these are like weird things where bad shit happens. They'll okay it for some things, and then just completely blindside the other issues.
But I think just as a last point, I don't want to drone on about this, but with smoking, the political scene has caught on to the fact that it's an easy vote to pick on smoking. I think that's what's happened in the last 15 years.
It's an easy vote to ban smoking or promote smoking.
No. Really? How many voters are you going to get from promoting smoking? Fuck. But it's an easy way to get people to go, by saying we're going to put more restrictions on smoking. I mean, think about this. Somebody in the chat said it's all vaping now, John Eagle. It is. And in vape world, I can go and buy a vape juice that tastes like maple syrup and pancakes or candy canes or whatever the fuck. But recently in Canada, menthol cigarettes, the ones that have the mint thing, they were banned because they attract children.
Yeah. It was the intro into cigarettes.
Yeah. And it's not, because when you're a kid and you try cigarettes for the first time, everybody makes fun of you if you have a menthol because they're girly smokes, at least back in my day. That's how it went. They were not an introduction to smoking, but it was just another way to get people riled up and show we achieved a thing. Look what we did to save you, right? That's all it is now. It's just bullshit, Like people smoking is going down and down and down every year. The war has been won. We just have to let it finish. Smoking will die. It's that simple.
It will die out. It's like, once upon a time, everybody took snuff or chewing tobacco. I mean, chewing tobacco still exists today, but
barely.
It's not there. But again, like things like snuff.
Yeah,
everybody used to use snuff.
Go back to the.
I wouldn't be where we buy it now.
Go back to the National Baseball Association in America, professional baseball. There was a time in the league when 70% of the players were all chewing tobacco and spitting that black shit out all the time, and eventually the TV channels got sick of it and the league banned it. That's what happened because it looked disgusting on television.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even just general spitting on a football pitch. You see that a lot, and it's just like, no, don't do that. It's horrible.
Exactly.
No spitting.
But
it's like the fact that they used to have a sign up in like trams.
Yeah,
no spitting.
Not here, but that was because of the punk rock era for you guys, I think. But the thing is take a moment to think. When there's a campaign going against something, make sure it's worthy and not just getting you riled up for nothing. Because I do believe things like soda pop and potato chips and things like that are more of a concern to our youth than smoking.
Well, probably not, but I understand where I understand where
you're being an asshole, because at this point in time, the youth don't want to smoke, but they all want to eat bullshit.
No. Well, the thing is, when we were young, you'd have like pictures of Jim Dean,
of course,
and of course he'd be sitting there with a cigarette sticking out of his mouth because it was cool.
Exactly, yeah,
and there was a certain amount of coolness in smoking. Obviously, when he started smoking, you actually You actually never looked cool. You didn't. You look like a
no. You look like an idiot at first holding it because you don't even know how and stuff, right? Yeah,
yeah. No, the fact that they looked cool while having a cigarette was because they were cool.
Yeah.
The cigarette had nothing to do with them being cool. They were just cool.
It was just the person. Exactly. Yeah.
But the funny thing is about the cigarette banning, and we see this like constantly. We'll ban the cigarettes in restaurants, in pubs, and then now in public, now in your own home. It's like the continuous sort of like thing where they're trying to stop you doing that. They're like a nanny state thing. And then the same thing will start happening with vapes. We already can't like smoke a vape in a train, or even though they're essentially harmless, apparently. Okay, but that's already been disallowed.
Yeah.
It's like taxing on electric cars. Oh, you won't get road tax because you're driving an electric car. That's
right.
Cool. Oh, now they're putting road tax on electric cars. Yeah. So they're continually.
Well, you guys in the UK were bamboozled by words, and I knew it was coming. You guys have always been called the road tax and whatnot, the congestion charge, like going into London and whatnot, right? Right.
It's another road tax. You got road tax.
Oh, okay. But the whole thing with the congestion charges, at first, you guys didn't put congestion charge on electric vehicles, but they're still congesting traffic. That's not going to last.
No. And so, that's going away. So, they'll have to pay the congestion charge too. That's what I'm saying is whatever there is, and they'll say, oh, this is a much better version. Like vaping is a better version of smoking. There'll always be those lobbyists who will push that into the back onto the naughty steps again.
Exactly.
And you're not allowed to do it. And we'll be constantly being told what we can and can't do.
Yeah. And I understand for some people, I've been trying to get away from this. I understand from some people there's been a loss due to health complications, smoking and stuff. And I get there's a real hate there. But, for a lot of other people, obesity was a loss of life. There should be more hate there. But anyway,
just a balance.
Yeah. If it's about health, and it's about the expense of the people to take care of people, we should be casting a wider net. I'm not saying smoking good. I'm just saying, let's just be fair about it, right?
No, kids, don't smoke. It's bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
I do it so you don't have to. But the other, I know we're getting away from this. We are getting away from it. But the other thing was that the tax the government got of cigarettes was way outweighed any of the financial problems it brought to the national health of people smoking.
In Canada, it costs like a good $17 for a pack of low-end cigarettes. And the cost of cigarettes has gone up dramatically over like 20 years. But I think the cigarette companies have actually had to lower the price to combat it. It's all tax. That's all it is.
Well, the funny thing is, if you actually think about it at a base level, cigarettes are basically made from a leaf.
I know.
Which is the same thing as tea is made from.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking huge taxes on tea like there are on cigarettes. It doesn't cost you 40 quid for a pack of 20
exactly.
tea.
Yeah. And we've got a healthy black market for tobacco products in Canada because our prices are so damn high. Now I can go and get a carton of smokes for, I guess it's about like $160 or something Canadian right now. And on the black market, I can get cigarettes that are 90% as good quality wise for about $40 a carton, because that's what they're actually worth.
Do they have a picture of a Native American on the packet?
Dude.
Well, it does come down to that, though, doesn't it? You know, it's like Native Americans are a great supplier of stuff like that. You know,
we had this thing recently in our local news where an officer did a Q&A with a local news place, and it was, you know, how the illegal tobacco market is controlled by gangs in Canada, and you're contributing to gang behavior by buying these off-market cigarettes. I'm sorry. No criminal enterprise in Canada that considers making $40 from a carton of off-brand cigarettes, where it's going to cost them $30 to make that carton because they're like actually made cigarettes in packages and everything. There's not one of them that's going to see that as a good profit margin. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard.
No, that's where prostitution becomes more profitable.
Yeah, right. That was dumb. You know. Yeah.
You can imagine the mafia like going, right, we're making great money through prostitution, gambling, selling black market booze, and also just basically a protection racket. Your place won't burn down if you give us money.
Exactly, which costs a lot to it.
Brilliant business. As a business plan, that's brilliant. So they go, okay, we're going to manufacture something.
And lollipops.
And we only make 10% profit.
I know. It makes no sense. I like as somebody who was musician and rough bars and that whole thing for years and stuff, I laughed my head off because it's just the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. Yeah. That's I
would love to see the mafia go to Fish Tank or something like that. Say, we come with this idea from make a fortune, and we call it protection racket.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in or not?
But this whole you know what I'm talking about. This inflating the consequences thing. There's a classic clip that Nostalgia Nerd plays from the UK sometimes. And it's hilarious because this official British guy comes on screen and they're talking about copying cassette software for 8-bit computers. And it's a message to parents. Every counterfeit game that your child plays contributes to them shooting up in the school toilets.
Oh, yeah.
Or lavatory or whatever he said. But and it's such an overblown, wait a minute, playing fucking Duck, Duck, Go for free on my computer means that I'm bound to be a drug addict? That kind of logic doesn't sell, you know?
Yeah, go look at Silicon Valley. It's full of drug addicts.
yeah, and they're making the shit I'm playing, you know? Here, we'll bring
Mind you, having said that, there are a few games that have been made in the past where you can only have been on drugs to have actually written it.
Yeah, like everything for the original Atari.
Yeah, come up with the concept of it. Oh my God.
Yeah, this block is your character looking through a dungeon, but it's not. It's a block. You know, here's a couple of shots again. Here's that one we keep showing you in Fort Lauderdale. Is it what? Fort Lauderdale? Hold on here. Tampa. That's it. Sorry. I don't know these locations very well.
Tampon.
Yeah, Tampon. Yeah, this is Tampon, Florida. We've got some footage coming in here from Sarasota I can bring up. Hold on a second here. That's clear. You can see that big tree on the left, though. It's going psychotic.
It's having a little bit of a dance.
Yeah. That's a big ass tree to be blowing around like that. That's not a shrub, you know?
The one in the middle of it stripped of all its branches. That's what I'd be worried about.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks more like an anal probe, that one. But yeah, and look at that tree in the right. It's actually completely blown to the right. Look, the whole tree is on the right side of the trunk. You see that?
Yeah. I was surprised he wasn't picking that one out first.
I didn't actually notice it at first. This one's taken a minute for my blurry eyes to figure out.
Yeah, a bit of a dark image. I think I'd like to complain to the videographer of that one.
Yeah, well, it's probably like it's a security cam or something, right? Let's go back to this one here. We've got look at that top left one. You can see that they're in a car with all that water around them. That's like crazy. That idiot in the bottom right is still doing laps around the car park. I swear, he's just waiting for it to collapse on him, isn't he?
I'm sure. If you're just not on a loop.
I wonder.
Do you think they've downloaded a video and do they just put it on a loop?
I wonder. That would suck. But it's starting to look that way, isn't it? Hold on here. Let me go back to that one, right? Who drives around a car park all day? Haven't we seen that white pickup? Here, okay, we're going to leave this one up. We're going to see. Top left there, it almost looks like the Car Wizard YouTube channel. It's not.
Yeah.
Well, almost looks like the beard of knowledge there.
No, because he almost looks like he might be interesting.
Yeah, brakes have 60% left.
As much as I like Car Wizard, oh my god, he's dull.
Yeah, there's this weird love-hate relationship to that guy, isn't there?
Yeah. He's got interesting stuff to talk about, but my god.
Yeah. Here's another one. It looks like dude's driving in the snow.
No, it's hyperspace.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's going to Alderaan.
Yeah, he hit ludicrous mode. Okay.
I felt a disturbance in the force. All for a moment, the millions of voices cried out in terror and were silenced.
This guy here still hasn't found his dinner.
He's looking for grandma in the in the home there, but you can't remember where she lives because everywhere looks alike.
Yeah. The last time he was there, he was stoned, so he can't remember.
Again, I'm wondering if that was a loop, another loop.
I'm starting to wonder on a couple of these, The Tampa, Sarasota area and whatnot. Look at that one in the top left. That camera is rocking now. That is properly rocking. Like that old song, if the house is a rockin', don't bother knocking. What's that? Yeah. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah. We might have a couple of guests jumping in here. I dropped the link to our team and stuff, and we might have Nicholas join in as well here and see.
Oh, is he done with his channel?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. He's probably watching the same looped video.
Yeah, he could be, right? He was probably mesmerized to the point where YouTube was just like, your eyes are now glazed over. This stream is going to end.
It reminded me of all those video chats he does with dirty ladies, and just like the every 60 seconds, the image just jumps back to the start again. Going, wait a minute.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Nick has got that thing going on where you never know if he's suitable for public consumption or maybe not.
Dressed.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it sounds like Nick's incoming. So we'll have somebody who thinks they know what they're talking about joining the stream. That'll be interesting. I'll need the help. I might have to get a beer run in as this stream is going longer than my 6-pack attack is going to allow me.
Bad planning on the Dawson side, I would say.
I was trying to keep it cool tonight, but I don't see that I'm going to do anything but watch Hurricane Milton content all night anyway. I figured I might as well watch it with you all. Makes more sense to me. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time.
Oh, well, we know that.
Yeah. Well, you're the other half of the time, and you don't know any fucking better.
That's what's to be expected.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
You got secret chat here.
UTV and Ham there in the super chat section with nothing less than a shout out for the beer run. Thanks,
Of course, you had done more than that.
Well, no,
I want to get you even to walk.
he's American. I could probably buy a car with that. When you translate fucking Canadian pesos to American dollars, holy man. Thanks, Ham. Big thanks. Big thanks.
Yeah. Look at that. He's so enthused. He's knocking it back now. So I've got more coming.
I still got one in the fridge. I don't have to go right away or anything. Yeah, he's trying to just get rid of me now, right? He's like, shut this fucking guy up. Here's $10. Go away.
I hear there's a couple of full cans in the lift. You just want to go and check them.
No, I put my empties there. Why? What are you talking about? Yeah, this one's starting to rock more too now. That water washing across the tarmac, the pavement of the road. If you look in the lights, that's like a wall of waterish mist going along, right? Look at it. Look up in the lights there. You'll see. That's not just on the ground. Here, I'll bring it in. Makes the shaking more intense when it's full screen. Is that just me, or do you guys see that too?
It looks about the same as before, to be honest, to my eye, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Here, I'll take a look in the background to see what the other things are showing here.
It was very nice of them to leave all the fucking lights on so we could see it.
Yeah.
Oh. Drawing a penis again.
Yeah, this is one of the other YouTubers storm tracking right now. This is somebody I don't want to grab a lot of content from, but they seem to have a really good radar image they're grabbing, and I don't know where to grab it from.
I saw he was drawing circles around Brandon. I don't know what he's got against Brandon. Poor guy.
Probably ripped him off.
There's me $10.
Yeah. You said you were buying the beer, dude. Power is out in Fort Myers there. We got a report, Michelle Marr there. That sucks. Because once the power is out, you got less ability to do your thing as a person, right? We're so susceptible to that now. This one again. Is Palm Beach on the other side of Florida or something? Because that top left image just seems to be docile, right? I mean, there could be people swimming in that pool. I don't know. Could be. Bitey ones too that go.
And with it being Florida and being a hurricane, shouldn't it be this Crocanano? Horror-croco?
Look at these guys here. They still haven't even changed their Doppler radar image. I swear to God. See that shirt he's wearing, that white shirt? it still has the tag so he can return it tomorrow. And it looks straight from the package. Look at that.
I hear grumblings in the background there.
Oh, you do? Lord, thunder and Jesus.
Don't put me on. I nobody said anything about going live.
How's it going?
Going good. How about yourself?
Good. So you probably did more information dive into this than we did, because we talked about the pain the tobacco industry feels for like 20 minutes, right?
And Dick's favorite dildo. So it's good to have you on here to bring us some actual informativeness.
Gummy is your favorite dildo? I have no idea.
I have really streamlined ears.
Yes, yeah. Well, thank you very much. That was awfully kind of you. Thank you for having me on. What to say? Honestly, right now we can't say we know anything. So, aren't you glad you brought me on? Congratulations!
Decisive.
I'm such a help.
No, you are perfect. You are a perfect news channel, because news channels are the best things when there is nothing to report, and they can talk about it for 4 hours.
Oh God, I know. I have to get better at my filler. So here we are showing you the same satellite imagery that we haven't updated in 6 hours because we're too cheap to pay for the actual bandwidth. And who really needs to know when the hurricane's going to land in your house anyway? We know there are a few things that are looking pretty good. So as you know, this hurricane went to a Category 5 faster than any hurricane in history has ever done. That's because the waters in the Gulf were warmer than they've ever been. It was record warm. It was, in terms of winds, it reached 185 miles per hour, which is 5 less than the record held by Andrew. 5 miles per hour. Andrew hit 190. So it has been flirting with the record of wind speed, barometric pressure, the whole 9 yards since it started. It's been really quite amazing. Now, the question was really, when was it going to hit? Yeah. They were looking at at one point, they were looking at a 31-foot swell on top of a 15-foot storm surge on top of the regular tide. So if it hit at high tide, you were looking at a wall of water about 50 feet high, which is what happened in Katrina.
Holy.
It is no longer looking like that. So it hit 4 hours sooner than expected, and that may not sound like a lot, but the tide is coming in right now. So it hit at a reasonably low tide. If it had hit when it was expected or a little later, it would be hitting at high tide and be doing a great deal more damage. It hit a little south of where it was expected. It did do one thing, which was just as the hurricane started to before the eye was on land, but the hurricane was on. The wind shear between the hurricane and the standing air was so strong that between 18 and 21 tornadoes simultaneously were circulating through Florida for about 3 hours. They were averaging 18 tornadoes somewhere in Florida south of Orange County. So that was obviously catastrophic and an extraordinarily big deal. They are still looking at tornadoes coming, but last I saw, there were none, and they're not going to be looking at 18 at a time.
Right.
But it was literally 3 hours of 18 to 20 tornadoes throughout Florida. It was just absolutely insane. So they're
nightmare.
Yeah. It did make landfall about an hour and a half ago, a little less than that. And that's a lot earlier than expected. The energy is expected to drop to a Category 1 by 2 a.m. Today, 2 a.m. their time. So that's it's 10 a.m. So that's 4 hours from now. So, I mean, that's a huge drop in 4 hours.
Yeah, so it's not even trying, is it?
No, it's really not. I mean, look, when this thing looked like it was going to hit, you were like, there is a God and he knows DeSantis personally. And now it's sort of like, well, you know, either that or the Democrats just aren't taking their weather creation skills seriously.
Okay.
And it's still a bad storm, but one of the reasons that there's probably going to be less loss of life is people heeded the evacuations. There's going to be a lot of people saying, well, it wasn't as bad as we were told, so we're not going to evacuate next time. No, they really lucked out.
Do you think they heeded the evacuations, took them a bit more seriously because of Helene?
I think so. I think they realized, my hope is, some took it less seriously because of Helene, because they said, well, gee, we survived that one, we'll survive this one. And it's like,
right.
Well, here's what they did. They did exactly what you're supposed to do after like a hurricane, which is pile up all the loose debris and clean it out of the streets and pile it all up. Now it's in a big pile. So if another hurricane comes along, it'll dramatically increase the profile that's going to get caught by the wind. Yeah. And you have literally given it ammunition.
It's just God's leaf blower at this moment in time.
Yeah. And I've got a couple live streams here, and I'm still seeing some things, number of power stations going out, but there is a pretty decent live map. I can give you, let me give you the link to it.
I was a couple of people in the chat were just showing me, try this app or whatever. The one that one person is using is $40 a month. There's not a chance in fucking hell I'm doing that.
You need to know what to. Yeah, we are very proud on In Time of being cheap as fuck. So
hey, they'll give me a 3-day free trial, but then it auto renews. I'll wake up hungover and have no clue that I fucking did this. Right?
Why do I have like hurricane watchers and OnlyFans?
Yeah, just use Nick's credit card. We got the number. We got it out in this one.
Yeah.
Wait, you just said that was for identity verification. You didn't tell me you were going to use it. Dick,
I know. I lied. I lied.
You lied.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's good at that. Yeah. Yeah.
On your Discord, Dick, I sent a power outage map, and there's a reason I think that this is actually extraordinarily important. If you want to put it up for a second, now what you'll see is actually, given what we've known about this hurricane and it's already made landfall, there's actually not a huge amount of power outage. You see complete red. You can see a lot just right where it hit and made landfall. Yep, 100% power outage. Aside from that, a lot of oranges, yellows, and mostly blue. The only other orange and yellow areas are areas like St. Lucia, which had like 20 or 30 tornadoes total strike. So that's
holy.
Yeah. So there's going to be some power outages there.
That's like having Zeus get pissed off at you.
It's a bit late. I'm a bit tired. So that thermal scan of whose penis are we looking at? A droopy penis? Is that DeSantis?
No, it would be a lot smaller if that was.
Okay.
Long story short, by the way, you're going to see a red band all the way through the middle. So I'm not sitting here saying that that's not going to look significantly worse by tomorrow. There's going to be a red band of complete 100% power outage through the entire center. But honestly, in terms of damage at this point, and the hurricane is now over land, the only thing it's going to do going forward is get weaker and weaker and weaker. Yeah. It's still huge, which means it doubled in size right before it hit, which means it's going to be over land for twice as long.
Yeah.
So,
but not stronger, just over land for longer.
Exactly. So this doesn't mean that they're out of the woods. This doesn't mean like, hey, everything's great. But it was absolutely a dodging of a bullet insofar as being this storm that we were saying and the consensus was there was a good possibility this was going to be the greatest natural disaster in U.S. history. It doesn't look like it's going to. It's not going to. It looks right now like it's not going to compare to Katrina. It's not going to compare to Galveston. It's not going to be even in the top 5. So going from, hey, we think this could be the top 1 to it may not even make the top 5 is obviously,
right.
We're not saying it's good. We're not saying it's not a pretty serious Cat 3 that struck right after. The other thing was people were having a hard time evacuating, and gas stations lost 1/3 of all the gas stations had to close because they were out of gas in the like 48 hours before the evacuation orders were formal. And the reason was because they had already spent everybody had been either trying to get in or out from the previous hurricane. So emergency response is stretched thin. We're going to see disease. We're going to see very hard to get water. They hadn't recovered their water. There were still places that were out on electricity from the last hurricane, let alone. So I really don't want to sit here and make light of it. I do want to sit here and make light of Dunk, but that's not why you brought me on.
That's fine. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, we told everybody in the beginning, we're not a complete hardcore news channel. This isn't going to be up-to-minute updates. We're going to be hanging out, but we're going to be showing, clips from the sources we can and whatnot. And,
So I can maybe send you a couple. The good news is the worst in terms of how strong it is over. It's only going to get weaker. It's still going to do more damage. It's still going to be bad damage, but it's only getting better. And the strike was not as bad as initially predicted. And because it was 4 hours early, the surge was less. The water was cooler than expected. There's a lot of pluses that came out here. Yeah, what were you going to say?
So give us people who don't fucking live in that kind of like scenario an idea. How long ago was it when they started seeing this hurricane forming? Does it just like appear like all of a sudden, like in a matter of hours, or does it start forming like days in advance so they can start to see it might turn into a thing? What's the time frame of this sort of thing?
Usually about a week. My understanding is the outside 12 days. And what happens is, and you can just see NASA has a great map of global wind currents. So if you just want to see what the wind current is around your house, like mine, it's a lot of hot air coming out through the windows, whatever. But,
you said it. I was gonna, but you said it.
I had to beat you to it because I was like, I've got to. But and then what happens is they just start to see them form a pattern of essentially a tornado. It's just over a much bigger, and they predict tornadoes the same way. And then they just see, and then if the water is really warm, they say, okay, this is going to start to gain energy, and depending on various locations that just happen to the current is right, the topography underwater is just right to make it so that it's conducive to hurricanes. So they usually have an idea that one's going to form at least a tropical storm. Once it makes a tropical storm, they keep an eye on it and they try to make predictions of where it's going to go. Most of that is just based on history. So it's just like, well, 90% have gone this way, 20% have gone this way. It's like the weather. It's really hard to predict more than 3 or 4 days out with any accuracy. So they just use those statistics. And then once the statistics get towards, okay, they're heading towards warmer waters. Warm water is what fuels a hurricane. Hurricanes love warm water. They hate cold water. When the water gets cooler, they drop. When the water gets warmer, they go up. And when they're over land, they lose energy rapidly.
In a very basic grasp of physics way, warmth, energy, movement, feed. It does make sense, right?
Yep, absolutely. It absolutely. So what's going to happen then is if it looks like it's going to hit over land, they say, okay, is the land going to suck all the energy out of it, or is it going to recover? And then they start to make the predictions. So it starts with really just seeing air starting to move in a circle over one particular spot.
And Nick, you got to say, imagine if somebody made predictions that were a little light instead of heavy, and we have more loss of life and stuff, right?
I do got to say that. I don't, because I'm an idiot. My co-host keeps saying it. I was just like, yeah, good. Because everybody's like, here's the funny thing. And this is kind of weird. And it's a little ghoulish to say it, which is why I'm sure it fits perfectly with this show. But the idea is, believe it or not, I have to believe that some of the people, when they come home and they find that there is no damage to their homes, are really pissed off. And the reason they're pissed off is because they stood in a line for like days trying to get out. They probably ran out of gas, so the sheriff had to come by and literally give them gas to keep these lines moving, because cars are just running out of gas throughout the road.
I've seen some of the images of just the lines of traffic just trying trying to evacuate. It's just incredible.
And then you come home and nothing. And then the next time when there's so then people get really pissed off. But here's the thing, which is exactly what Dick just said. And I'm glad he's not here to hear me say that, because I generally don't say that when he's within earshot. But it's exactly what Dick said, though, which is, imagine the opposite. Imagine they're like, guys, it's probably not going to be anything, and then it comes through as the worst catastrophe, and there's a loss. Thousands of people die, thousands more profoundly ill, tetanus. They get a cut. There's no hospital. The cut gets infected because there's sewage everywhere. So you've got people dying, sick, the whole 9 yards. And then the government's like, oh, we didn't want to panic anyone unnecessarily. So if you have a choice between the two, unfortunately, I think that's
well. If you
sorry, Dunk, but this is not a time for the hesitation of the boy who cried wolf. Go ahead, right?
Yeah, but I was going to say, if you watch the movies, they always are on the air on the side of, oh, it's going to be nothing. Don't worry about it. It's not really a shark attack. It's not really going to be a bad storm. The volcano's not really going to blow up. If you watch the movies, that's what always happens, and then shit just goes bad. So what you're saying is that it's kind of like the opposite now. So, like you say, people are going to come back to the houses. Nothing happened. The house is fine. Nothing. The bins haven't even been blown over. So, like next time, it's like fuck it. Yeah, we'll just sit it out. It'll be fine. And that's
right. It's that complacency that can end you up in a very bad situation, right?
Yeah. How do you balance it? Because that's the tricky thing. It must be really tricky for people in that situation,
especially for those
to think about it in that kind of way.
Especially for those old folks, Dunk, who do that. Well, I was born in this house and blah blah and whatnot. I mean, that would make them stand to their side of thinking more than maybe the. Sure, I was born here, but I don't have to die here today, motherfucker.
Dunk brings up an excellent point, though, which is so the way you do it is experience. It's not something that can be taught. It's something that you've seen these things 1,000 times and you learn, which is why it's probably a good idea to have experienced people in elements of the government instead of, say, making people sign a pledge of loyalty and say that it doesn't really matter if you can predict a hurricane or tornado or any of these things. What matters is, Zeke Trump. I'm sorry. Did I say that? Well, sometimes I have like Tourette's. It's
kind of important that the people who predicting these weather patterns are shown to be at least 90% right. So when they let you know that shit's going to get bad, going to get real, then you can believe them. We had storms in the UK few years back, and it's like the weathermen said, it's going to be fine, it wasn't. Obviously nothing like this, but it was, it blew people's chimney pots off the top of the roofs and things like that. Nowhere near as bad.
Say lavatory pots. Jesus.
Well, no, it got kind of bad and people died, but the point is if you've got confidence in your weather predictors to give you the right information and their information is going to be relatively accurate, then you're more likely to listen to them and follow them. So when they say the next one, there's another one coming in and it's going to be really bad, but you've just come back to your house and it's perfectly fine. Yeah. No, you're gonna listen and say, no, we do have to fuck off again. We have to get out. It's just whether or not that people are actually going to listen or take the confidence. Or accept the confidence of the weather reporters. I don't know. It's an odd one. It's
part of the cost of. It's part of the cost of living in a place like that. I mean, Florida. There's a reason people want to live in Florida. They like the warm waters and they like the sun and all this stuff. But
sharks,
just like I have to exactly. I have to deal, with blizzards that are 3, 4, 5, 6 feet where I live, but I don't have to deal with earthquakes or fires. There isn't anywhere you're going to live that isn't going to have problems.
That's just your cold Florida. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with the weather.
I hope you don't mean that, Dunk. I mean, I'd like to think that you didn't take that comment. Yeah,
You're warming. You're warming.
So, and I want to reiterate, a lot of people are going to come back to their homes destroyed, and this is not again. So this is not a consequential, but yeah.
I have a major update here. If you watch on the screen, this is the guy that's been searching for his Uber driver because he can't find his supper. I think he's got the neighbors standing outside now to watch. He just drove by some people. Hold on, let's see if we can get this on the screen here. I mean, at this point, we've been tracking this guy driving around this mobile home park or whatever for I don't know how long have we been live now? An hour and a half? I don't know.
He's looking for his Uber driver?
Yeah, he seems to have lost his supper. He can't find his chicken nuggets, so he's trying to find the delivery guy. That's the only thing we can figure. We don't understand. See, there's people right there. They're just standing outside. So wherever this guy is.
Are they walking their dog?
Yeah, I could have been. But they're just standing.
Like Fluffy is like in the air, and you're like trying to pull Fluffy down, and like it's like Fluffy's turned into a kite.
Daddy, Fluffy's a kite. Yeah.
Fluffy is a strange name for a pet crocodile, but whatever.
Yeah. That's true. It is Florida. Let me just look.
I'm still looking at it, and we still have people keeping an eye on it. I don't see at this point any way that this is going to turn into, I mean, it's going to be catastrophic one way or another, but it's not, I don't think it's going to be the one in 1,000 years or the quite as bad as people it looks like it's going to be manageable.
But
it's not
it's
manageable.
Still properly for anybody who just took the wrath of Helen to now have this coming over them. I mean, it does.
It must be frustrating. You just got home after the last evacuation. You just unpack and you go, oh, right, we've got to pack again. We're off again.
The biggie with Helen, though, just FYI, actually isn't Florida. It's places like North Carolina where there are 20, 30, and in some anecdotal reports, as many as 100 people trapped in areas that cannot be reached by emergency services. Helicopters can't go in because it's trees and mountains. They can't the roads are gone, and they don't have food for that period of time.
I saw a thing today on YouTube, Nick. It was a report from the aftermath of Helen, and they had a whole whack of helicopter pilots. Some people literally did like a triple jump of fueling and whatnot to get there, and they're having a problem where even the small helicopters can't get to the people. So what they're doing now is they're trying to outrig the bigger helicopters with the kind of stuff they need to lower supplies down, communication tools and whatnot. But if you're a pilot out there, the idea of in bad weather and heavy winds and stuff to have your helicopter just hover as you lower a package down into an area that's not big enough for you yourself to land, this is not something that you give to a green pilot to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Once again, experience matters.
Yeah. That must be scary as hell,
Oh yeah. Well, and the other thing is, I mean, the people you're giving it to probably aren't aware, and there's got to be some way to deal with this. But if they get excited and go reach for it, the problem is all the static electricity generated by the rotors. It's a lightning. You are literally a piece of lightning.
It's the Hindenburg, the grounding, right?
As well. It's not that you're going to damage the helicopter. The first person to touch that package dies. They receive literally a lightning bolt right off the helicopter. So you have to ground the package before somebody can touch it. Nobody knows that.
You should send in the youngest member of the family to do that. Save the firstborn.
Yeah, save the send in the one that has difficulties.
That's what I was going to.
Send in Fluffy.
But there was Cletus McFarland, YouTuber. He's got almost 4 million subs. He bought a racetrack, things like that. He's an automotive guy, drag racer and stuff. He's actually a fun YouTube channel to watch. As soon as Helen happened, he jumped in his little junior 4-seater helicopter. It's about the size of the one from the Magnum PI show that the dude took people on tours on. Yeah, it's just a little one, right? And he jumped into action, got himself down there as fast as he could, and started doing supply runs and rescue runs. And they showed some of the footage. And he hasn't had his license to fly that long. He's got a little Piper Cub plane, and now he's just finally got his own helicopter. And it was only just finished. We hadn't even seen footage of the first flight. He gets down there. And the weather's still so bad that what looks like you should just simply land your helicopter takes him a minute because it's blowing him around and he's trying to keep it level. And you could see the man was struggling, Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To
be honest with you, it's idiotic. Yeah.
Sorry, you guys talked over each other there. What? Nick, I don't think your headphones are loud enough sometimes.
Oh no, I'm away from my mic. I'm used to my old equipment, and
you're loud enough. Yeah, it's not that. It's
Well, I can hear certain things, and some things I can't hear, and it appears
selective
to be
be
based
damned.
That's what I've been told. A lot of people are just like, did you pick up the dry cleaning? You never said pick up the dry cleaning. Pretty sure. Well, okay, but at least you got the kids.
Yeah.
What kids?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Whose kids? They're not mine.
Whose kids?
Yeah.
They are now.
Yeah. I don't remember sleeping with an Asian woman.
See, that's one I'd think I'd remember, but I'm getting older, so who knows? So yeah, I think mostly it's hard to say dodged a bullet when there's going to be catastrophic damage. It's
yeah.
Tomorrow, no one's going to know, but
I think
isn't what. Yeah,
I think you're right in saying dodged a bullet as it pertains to what it could have been based on initial reports.
And it's still. I'm hoping. My other concern is long term. You see up in Canada. It turns out that they actually educate their citizens, and it turns out that they kind of do that in the UK too. In the US, we're not big fans, and we like to elect orange. Yeah. So listen. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just that's what it is. I hate it when I'm fucking arguing with someone about U.S. politics and we're getting into really deep esoteric shit, and then I find out that they're fucking Canadian. They know more about it than almost any American I know. But everybody knows exactly why we had the warmest year on record for the Gulf waters. We know why this thing went to a Cat 5 faster than any hurricane in human history. We know why that happened. We know why everything was set up for, just like getting a full strike, like wiping out half Florida off the map. We lucked out, and people are going to say, see, global warming isn't a thing. It ended up being much more like a regular hurricane. No, it was a really bad hurricane, and we just got lucky. And, but that requires, again, something called education.
And
we have a problem with.
Well, you have to balance the education with something called common sense. But all too often, common sense is no longer common. So it should be called uncommon sense. Those that can see,
I understood the word common. I didn't understand the word that came after that.
Yeah, see? That's how far it is from the public consciousness. But it's true. Right?
Just you guys, and this is just because it's like so dangerous in the U.S. It's the Project 2025, which I know you guys have mentioned. It's fucking scary as hell. Yeah, and what they're looking to do.
Scary as hell doesn't even scratch the fucking surface, man.
They're looking to replace everybody at the NOAA, NASA, everybody there with political appointees, meaning that they serve at the pleasure of the president.
Meaning nothing gets done. But
not only nothing gets done, but things get done, but whatever gets done is based on the whims of the president, not based on the science, not based on their.
Yeah, but I bet they have really cool black leather uniforms.
Oh yeah. And we all know that the scientific method prospers the most and is, nurtured the best in a culture of fear.
Yes. I think it was Heinrich Himmler who said,
"Shit,
make Germany great again."
I remember the baseball caps.
Yeah, they look more like musks with the black, but yeah.
Oh, the dark MAGA.
So I'm actually, as an American, proud that we had the science to predict what we did, and that NOAA did what it did, and that everybody's still an absolutely remarkable response. But we're going to lose that ability reasonably soon, I suspect. I know for a fact if Trump is elected.
If Trump wins, his whole thing with immigration at the border, that's going to be, especially the southern border, that's going to be our problem, because we're going to have how many millions of Americans are going to run to Canada to get away from that fucking fuck?
It is not a joke. First of all, you have a new roommate. I'm already I'm prepping, dude. We're buds now, bosom buddies.
I've done the math, and I can put 7 tents in my backyard. So
All right. Yeah, but it's the friends that get the other bedroom, right? Like,
yeah.
Courtesy, professional courtesy.
Yeah, the laundry room. But yeah, that was close.
I'll take it.
Now, I've got some questions about this, right? No, I'm not going to go that one first because that will sidetrack. Now, if Trump wins, in British government, there are a lot of people who work in British government who are not associated with a party plan or anything like that. They're basically like staffers. I suppose you'd call them like
the wig wearers, the wigwams.
What are you fucking talking about? But no, you have people who have people who work in public service who are part of the government, and obviously they're not necessarily commanded by the whim of the prime minister. There's still there are still certain barriers that can stop a fucking maniac become part of British politics. Now, I'm wondering,
Boris.
Boris. No, any of them, to be honest with you. But I'm wondering at this point in the White House, do you think they might be actually starting to prep just in case Trump actually gets in, to make sure that his weird policies, his ideas, his just grand conceptions of just absolute terror are squashed by just simple middle management within the White House?
You could achieve this very easily. You just have to sneak into the Oval Office and put a few fidget spinners on the desk, and he'll never get anything finished. He'll just be like, "Oh, look at that one."
Well, thank you for that. Because that's the first serious question in my entire life, and you squashed it with fidget spinners.
First of all, there's an interesting history behind that. So, like why can't CDC areas like that? Of course, that's what we're talking about is going to be compromised if Trump gets to do his thing. But the staffers at the White House are actually often replaced when a new team comes in. They don't trust the other team, so it's completely replaced. Before I think it was the Clinton White House, the last staffers removed all the W's from every keyboard in the White House. before George W. Bush came in. So it's George W. Bush, and every W was missing from every keyboard in the White House. So there's been some shenanigans. Yeah. So he's already going to get to basically select his own staff. In terms of what they're doing in preparation for if he gets in, my suspicion is they are cautiously optimistic and prepping for a Kamala win because they want her to hit the ground running as much as possible. It's been a really tough time here with the.
So in answer to my question, there are no safeguards in U.S. government. If Trump gets in, he just does whatever he likes.
Not at present, but there is time between the election and when he would take office, and my suspicion is there has been some discussions on if it turns out that he wins, the next 2 months is dedicated to figuring out how to fortify institutions and keep him from being able to enact most of the 2025 plan. It's obviously not going to be all you can do is slow him down. That's it.
It would probably be like a legal stance or something.
Yeah, preparations for legal challenges, and then also putting in like if you can put in a number of emergency appointees that can't actually be removed so long as Congress is out. So you can end up trying to emergency fill so many places that it'll take Congress forever to start trying to enact this. They'll get there, but you're slowing it down, and then you just start hitting with every lawsuit that you can.
Mm. Well, that's good to know. There might be something.
Yeah.
Let's just hope he doesn't get it. But
the
other thing I was going to ask you about, because at one of Trump's rallies recently, when he was talking about Elon Musk, he spoke to Elon. Elon's such a great guy, and he got Starlink. He got Starlink for the people who suffering and Helen. He got Starlink. I don't know what it is, but we got it. What?
Yeah.
How the fuck can the president or the potential president of the United States not understand or know what Starlink is? How the fuck can that possibly happen?
Because he is so disastrously, discrepitly old that he still has to dictate email to somebody.
He probably
he can't read.
He probably writes it in a letter first.
Yeah,
Well, that brings up a very important point. So my name is Nick Suter. I have a show. It's called In Time. On behalf of
it's never on time, but
never on time. On behalf of myself, on behalf of everyone on our channel, and on behalf of all Americans everywhere around the world, I would like to apologize for the presidency of Donald J. Trump. We all thought what we were eating was beef jerky, and it turned out it had mescaline. And we went to the voting booths, and it was just like, "Ooh, look at the orange color." And I know
like
that's exactly.
You know when you've been tangoed.
So I'd like to say
only the people in the UK will get that one.
It doesn't exculpate us. I know it's still our fault, but I hope you understand. Very few of us would actually have done that sober.
Yeah, that's true.
Please forgive us for the damage.
And here's the thing. You all elected Barack Obama while drunk, and then you did it with Trump again. So it was 50-50 crapshoot, right?
Yeah,
one time you scored, one time not so much.
Oh, I honestly, God, I have a number of friends who are planning on leaving the country. I've considered leaving the country, quite honestly.
I'm setting up my own consulate just to make it easier for the people that I know to come on up,
And our allies are not fucking stupid, which is hilarious because they're friends with us, so they can't be that smart. But at any rate, like I remember the last time he became president, France was like, okay, if you have a PhD in any scientific field, we're going to waive like all the requirements for you to bring you and your family into France. And we're going to start you off with like a stipend of this, that. And they're just like, and I'm sitting there going like, okay, we educated them and they're going way off to use their skills in other countries that are smart enough to figure out that science is actually a thing.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing. The American public school system is not ranking the highest in educational standards these days. I'm not saying y'all are stupid, because I have a lot of good friends that are Americans, right? But America has an really, really good track record for great universities that train and educate people that go on to do great things. It just seems to be a lot of other people these days.
But the people in those universities are usually foreigners who can do the great.
That's what I'm saying.
They go to school in the U.S. and then they go home and they're like, "Yeah, I got the fuck out of there."
It's like when we do 42 show stories, it's like, oh, the great thing suddenly been discovered at Harvard University, and it's Ming Jiong Ching and Papa Pinky Wakowitz. It's like, proper Americans. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And again, I'd like to say, as a Canadian, I'm picking on Americans here, but it's the exact same fucking thing for us up here. You know, our post-secondary education system, exactly like America's, is so interested in profit, they don't give a shit where anybody comes from. It's a business. These are not public schools, right? Just remember that.
You know what Americans do? You know what Americans do in universities? They clean the corridors.
What?
Well, that wasn't where my mind went on that, so I'm glad I didn't answer.
Yeah.
I remember my university years well. Studying, working, including cleaning, was not among the things I did.
You are party animal. Come on, come off it.
I cannot confirm or deny. I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What?
You were what Animal House was based on. You were John Belushi.
Obviously. Well, I had to get it. I said, look, you know what I'd really like to do is be a broadcaster. And I said, well, you're too wild for that. So what you have to do is you have to get all of that out of your system, and then you're going to be dull and boring for the rest of your life. So I was like, oh, okay. So like,
they said that to Teddy Ruxpin.
Said that to John Belushi.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna do something productive, and I'm gonna check this power map again. And
all right, yeah,
I'm gonna see if with luck, Canada. Nope, you still have power, Dick.
Yeah. Here's I just refreshed it. Yeah. There is more. There is more orange and reddy colors along the coast now, and there's less blue. I am zoomed in a bit here. If you remember the picture from before, right? But it's not blatant big red. There's a lot of yellow, and it's still not as bad as we were sold. But again, I'm not saying that was a bad thing. Remember, we already clarified this, right?
I'd be worried. I'd be worried that the conservatives, the Republicans, would be looking at this saying it's a fucking pride map. It's gay month all over again.
If Trump gets into office, that's what's going to happen. First of all, he's going to sit there, and then he's going to draw like, no, the hurricane really went this way, and then it's going to go here. I got to send you a meme of that. We've got a meme of like Trump's poll numbers. And it's like the poll numbers are going down, and then you just see it's been crossed out, and somebody with markers highest poll number. Trump is polling at 200%, and it's just like,
but think of this. Think of this right now. Look at this map. Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be saying, "See, is it hitting any of the blue areas?"
Well, and you can actually start to see some light yellow in some of the other areas up on the top. And like I said, I fully expect a band of strong red, 100% power loss through the center. I do expect that, but I don't think it's going to last as long as people anticipated. And it's not going to be as wide. I think people expected all the way through Orange County. And here was the other problem, which is we talked about the storm surge, which was the surge was only going to be 15 feet, but the swells were 31 feet, and then the regular tide on top of that. That's a huge wall of water. And in Tampa, the highest point is 48 feet, 48 feet above sea level. So that meant this thing, yes, 48 feet. So if this thing hit the way it was originally projected to do, the waves would have been over all the land in Tampa. There would be not a dry spot of land in Tampa. And when you get south of it was the one I couldn't pronounce earlier. It really supposed to be pronounced like French, whatever. But short of that yellow band, really, everything south of that averages about 12 feet. So if this hurricane hit the way it looked like it was going to hit, they'd lose power everywhere down there. I mean, the whole bottom half was going to be just completely underwater.
Yeah.
And so it looks like that's not going to happen. We're going to see that strong red band, but and a decent amount of yellow. And it looks like Tallahassee and a bunch of other places are going to get off reasonably scot-free. So, dodged a bullet. And again, Trump is going to say, oh, this is a pride flag. We have to sell Florida.
Yeah.
He'll probably. I did that once already.
Yeah, he'll probably bend DeSantis over with a strap on and give him some real punishment. But, that's for a different show. I don't think we should go into that on this one.
Make a phone call. Just hold on.
Yeah. Well, hey, if there's a line to be crossed, you can guarantee Dunker myself is going to do it.
Bellevue, yes, I have traumatic memories. No, they were literally just I can't get them out. Like convulsive therapy, that's fine. Can you schedule me in 5 minutes? No, it's that urgent. It really is.
Yeah.
What drugs do you have?
There's an old station wagon with a Love Me jacket showing up to his front door any minute.
Oh.
So, tomorrow is going to be a day where everybody.
I am so proud of you. Tomorrow is going to be a day.
You see what? You see that? I figured it out.
Quality intellect.
I figured it out. When I go to sleep and I wake up, it's another day. Right? I did the math.
All right. Well done.
But tomorrow's going to be a day where there's going to be a lot of really sad, depressing, and terrible news, regardless of it's not as bad as we thought as it hits. It's going to be awful, especially right after Hell End. This is going to be terrible. Can you imagine getting hit twice in 2 weeks? I've never even had to live through this kind of thing,
Yeah, it's going to, and what's going to make it worse is it is the Marjorie Taylor Greens and all the others are going.
That's stupid, bitch. They can do it. You referring to controlling the weather and stuff. Seriously, why doesn't somebody buy her a plane ticket to the UK so she can go and see the White Cliffs of Dover from the top, and somebody could just fucking kick her in the back and send her over?
I've got to say, it's really confirmation bias when it.
I don't want her fucking wretched, decrepit body rotting on my soil. I figure we send her to the UK for it. Right, Dunk?
Well, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
I love it how when a blue state gets hit by a hurricane, it's because of gays. And when a red state gets hit by a hurricane, it's because the Democrats are controlling the weather. It's like fucking pick it's just like, really? If we're controlling the weather, it would all be red states. I'm just saying.
There was 15-year-old stoners writing video games in 1983 that were distributed on cassette tape that had better plot lines than that. But it's the actual truth, isn't it?
UTV and Ham brings out an excellent point. I think she should visit with Putin. She's clearly good friends with him, and he should take her to a place that's got, a good view and an open window.
Russia.
Yeah. I would suggest one of Russ's highest points, so that window could give you a great view.
I was going to make a joke, but
I sound like I'm harsh and I'm being a jerk, and I am. But that woman is dangerous, and there's people that actually believe her bullshit.
Problem is, we are in a system. The problem is, we decided in our infinite wisdom not to have a parliamentary system, and that's actually a really big fucking problem. The reason that's a big fucking problem is because
we have one.
Yeah, the reason that's a problem is because we actually have essentially a winner-take-all executive branch, which means that there's no point in trying to work with people who you disagree with to try to coalition build. Any system that has a winner-take-all executive branch is going to end up with only two parties. All the other parties have to get absorbed into one of those two, because
it's the same
on their own.
Yeah, but it's the same as capitalism. It ends up as Walmart versus Amazon. Everybody else is gone. That's the same thing.
Exactly. And then to make it easier for them to take more seats in the House than in places where you could actually have an independent compete, it's much harder. They can do it. Independents have won and gotten into Congress. It isn't going to happen in the White House. So that creates a situation where you are encouraging people to engage in brinksmanship, because then it becomes whoever is willing to wager the most and bet the most in terms of lives, economy, whatever, to win is the one who's going to win. And then they start betting, our country's future. They start betting on, and that's essentially what happened with the brokers in 2008. They just started over leveraging the living daylights out of everything because make more money that way, and it's somebody else's problem.
That's right.
And that's
I got my commission. I'm good. I'm fine. I hit and run. I'm done. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So we reward that in our political system. It wasn't intended that way. I think the founding fathers thought they could get around it by having a vice president who was whoever got second place, so that you could presumably get some consolation.
But the vice president is a puppet now. Right?
And actually they were a puppet back then, and it caused a really big problem that nobody thought about, which was, if you have the vice president of the opposite party, that's one heck of a motive to assassinate the current sitting president.
And you're going to stuff them in the same house, and
So they said, okay, now we're just going to have them be together. Okay, but so now there's no consolation prize. Now there is no way that negotiation helps in any way. It's winner take all.
And the way that the whole system works down there with Congress and then the White House and stuff, you end up with a system where one group can block the other group and nothing gets done. Now, we get that with our parliamentary system, but because we have more than two parties can agree on some issues, and then you got a situation where shit actually gets done, right?
Yep. And literally, as soon as you said shit gets done, hey, Dave, how's it going?
Yeah, hold on. Nobody can hear him yet. He's hold on.
What do you mean yet?
Yeah.
That's a feature, not a technical issue.
Yeah, well,
I gotta watch how much I stack this, because once he gets on,
that's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Maybe here. Hold on a second here. He didn't rejoin into his thing the way we did. I don't really know why, but here we go. I should be able to fix this right now. There we go. Hello, Dave. Oh, Wow, there's something really weird going on there. Okay, get rid of that.
I mean, if the stream can hear him, I haven't even had dinner yet, so I'm gonna bail soon. If I can actually talk to Dave and say something nice, I'll suffer through it. But otherwise, if my bailing makes it easier for him to get on, that's like I can bail.
Yeah. I don't hear Dave. Do you guys hear Dave?
Oh, I did hear Dave. Yep, I got him. It's so good to be working with Nick again. Nick is just one of these professional YouTubers. Oh, well, thank you, Dave. Thank you for that. Yes, I do like that very much. I appreciate just the care with which you did that was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no.
He sounds perfect to me.
Yeah.
I can't hear him either.
The sounds of silence.
The hand motions are helping a lot. We thank you. The hand motions have clarified everything.
Yeah. Explain it in Italian because I speak finger, right? You know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
He's saying that he's in the hurricane right now. Trees are blowing. He had some of that mescaline too that we were talking about earlier, and
yeah. So, Dave, you've spent 7 days with a madam and 3 of her children that are sex-deprived lunatics. How are you doing?
Oh, I can't hear you. Marvelous.
Oh,
brilliant.
Now we can hear them. Damn it. I did fix it. Hold on. Yeah.
We can hear you. We can hear. Can he not hear us now?
Yeah. Now it's getting even more annoying, right? Because the other way.
No, it sounds like you're through a 1930s radio. Like
that's kind of what you sound like, but we can hear you. I mean, I couldn't tell if that was you or the electronics.
Don't blame me. Your technology sucks butt.
Hey, you know what? It should be.
Oh, see, there we go. Now he's gone and we can't hear him. So we're back to
now
good.
You can hear me.
Yeah, right. Now we can. Now we're back to bad.
You'll hear me through the earpiece.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on. I can tell you that from here.
All right. I'll just figure it out.
Yeah, no, I doubt that very much.
Make me feel bad for Dave. That's going to be a first.
So here, while Dave sorts out the, existence that he's dealing with right now, we got a second super chat in from UTV and Ham there in the chat, and it was for Nick's beer run because you joined the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for contributing.
So I'll send Nick an invoice for $10. Thank you for that, UTV and Ham. That's how that works, right? Yeah.
Invoice? Wait a minute. Do you
No, I did not misspeak. I got this correctly.
It's
honestly, Nick, that's how it works around there.
I believe you.
And then we got Commander Prankster in for a $10 super chat as well. So that was a triple 10-10-10 run for the beer fund. Actually, I don't think he did it in such an evil voice, but I thought it suited really well. So we're going to run with it. Thanks, Commander Prankster, and double thanks, UTV and Ham there, because that's double shot tonight. Thank you very much.
Good guy. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. So,
thanks for the invite, by the way, too. It's been a blast. So thank you.
Well, we try to get you around as often as we can tolerate.
Your tolerance is higher than most people who know me. My suspicion is that because we're actually physically like 1,000 miles apart, that you don't have to worry about the odor quite as much, and so you can actually put up with more. Yeah.
Olfactory pleasure is what it's all about, right?
Once they invent smell vision, I'm gonna be put on a lot less.
Yeah. Yeah, well, as soon as they do that, my water bill's going to go up. So I'm going to have to fucking bathe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I got out of the habit of showering with COVID, and so now that COVID is gone, it's just sort of like,
who's COVID? Were you dating her for a while?
Whenever you're trying to like tell a joke, is it always this hard?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
It's impossible sometimes. Even just like a finished fucking sentence.
To be fair, I do regularly shower once a month, whether I need it or not.
I'm gonna get a beer so you can actually tell a story. Go ahead.
Oh, I got no stories to tell. Okay, when he comes back, I'm gonna bail so I can eat. For fuck's sake!
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'd say we can talk about him.
He's throwing you under the bus here.
Yeah, I've noticed. Well, I was going to talk about him behind his back, but frankly, it's actually just so much more gratifying to tell him what I think of him to his face. And especially a face like that. I mean, there's so much to work with. You're back. Okay, great. And that's why Nick is one of the nicest people I've ever met, and just a gentleman.
I have very good quality studio monitors that are turned on as soon as my mic is muted. So when I get up, I never miss anything.
That sounds kind of unfair. And who is supposed to be telling your guests that they're being recorded behind their backs?
Oh, it's in the small print. You agreed when you clicked join.
I didn't see any print when I saw join, but I expected
it's really small.
You have to write it.
It's really small.
And it's in crayon.
On his penis.
It's Dick saying, like, you agree, my show, do as I say. That's it.
Funny enough, speaking of which, we lost Dave already. He's gone. So yeah,
I was going to leave. He didn't have to. I mean, I know how he feels, but it's like
easy come, easy go. It only took him 5 or 10 seconds to get off on his little jerk off session with us.
It took him longer to join than it did to be a participant.
Try really. I mean, he was just like. I think what he did was, I think he figured that you wouldn't be able to connect them, so he could just be there like, I wanted to join, but I couldn't. I did everything I could. And then when he connected, he's like, oh, fuck. I mean,
come on, Nick. If you're on a show with these 3 hot young studs as we, could you last that long?
Got it.
That was like 4 jokes in one, dude. Well done.
And you had to pay for one.
Maximum effort. You just Deadpooled, man.
All right, I'm going to bail. Thank you again for the super chats and for everybody being so nice to me. Good to see you, Dick. Good to see you, Dunk. Dave, good to see you. Better to not hear you, but good to see you. And look forward to catching up. And hopefully we'll get a chance to chat at some point, Dave. You just gotta give up. All right, have a good night, all.
All right.
I need to bail too because it's getting.
I just screwed the whole show up there. Oops. So do I. It is to the point in the evening where if I don't stop and eat some, I'm just going to get all stupid about shit, right? Can't do that. Dave, every time you rejoin, you don't click or you're not reloading the last session. So I have to load you in every time. 1 second here. Yeah. Okay. But we'll do a quick update on what's going on, and then I think we will, bugger off for the night. Let's see here.
Yeah, Dave can join us to do the credits and the subs and likes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Dave will say thanks for joining him, even though he wasn't really a. So here, Here's a live cam we can show quick. And as you can see, the top one is buffering. That's the one the other person gave up on and switched to this one. And this is Tampa. And yeah, there's this guy still babbling on. Look at, I swear to God, if he was in a hurricane, you could not make his hair move. There's no way, right? That's not even like hair mousse or spray stuff. That's like super glue. He is going to look like that for 20 years. He's basically a Lego character, right? You could swap that hair on and off and it wouldn't make a difference, you know? Here's a couple others. You know, those aren't exactly the most lively feeds. I'll take that as a win. This guy's still looking for his supper. The Uber driver guy, you know, he's just still driving around that same place. You know, there's more debris on the road, but it's not exactly, you know, a disastrous situation.
Well, I'm not too sure if leaves are considered debris.
Well, they are, right? You know, most people would sweep them up and shit, right? You know. And then you got a live map in the center there. Here, let me zoom this in for you just a little. And you know, you can see that the big dark spot in the center, that's like as wide as Florida itself. So this is not over yet. Not even close. All right, that sucker's huge, man.
That's insane.
Just looks like an angry clitoris.
Yeah, it's because somebody went stampeding off to the clitoris. Give her a kiss, boy.
Oh, they've certainly found it, haven't they?
Yeah. So it's, you know, hopes and prayers for everybody that has friends and family. I know Heather in the chat said she did. And, you know, I hope I wake up in the morning to, you know, well, ideally you'd want to wake up to a 0 death toll, but, you know, unfortunately, I don't think that will be the case because there's just going to be people that won't leave. And that's the human condition, human nature. We're fickle beasts. Who knows, right? I don't.
Yeah. I guess there is a degree of difficulty with, you know, if people are too poor as well, they can't afford the hotels, and hotels are hiking prices. I was watching a really interesting live stream earlier. There was Biden and Harris and a few others.
I saw that. Yeah.
And then, did you see when they turned at the end towards the press? It was just like a studio, it's like Hollywood, like on a stage, and then it was just some journalist one side shouting.
Biden
was just sitting there, just like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm out of the job in a few weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I there was some good information from that, but you know, at this point, if anybody hasn't left, all we can do is, you know, hope and pray for them, depending on, you know, what you do in life, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll say a big goodbye to the team. Annette runs the teams, you know that. We got Liam Wakefield, Chris Lundy, and Shayna Caldwell on the team as well tonight. Shayna took the edge of Helen, and that was a bitch. By the path of this one, she won't get this one, so that's a good thing. But yeah, we'll see y'all soon. I'll check in on Discord and see if anybody's up storm watching, and we can share some links and just chat in the general chat. Thanks for joining us, everybody. What do you guys think?
Take care. That's all I have to add before Dunk says something silly.
Oh, I was going to say take care, but you know you stole it from me. So,
sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. So fuck you. Run out into the storm naked.
just have your wanger out or your pussy or whatever. Just enjoy it. Just smack yourself into a palm tree and then video yourself and then put it up on social media as it's me in the storm. I got gotted by the storm. Yeah, do something stupid like that. I don't know, but
don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, no. Okay, don't do that then.
Yeah. You know how our grandparents used to go to photos with us.
We have enough people doing that right now. Look, see, this guy is still touring his neighborhood.
Actually, there we go. Here's advice. Fucking hell, someone please go find that guy and help him out of that housing estate that he can't get out of. So someone send in Google Maps to him. Please. Oh no, I'm driving around this for 3 hours. I still can't find the exit.
It's like watching somebody playing a game of Pac-Man and they can't find the last pellet to end the level. Okay, we're gonna see it doesn't take us long. We can be total pricks about shit. So we better get the fuck out of here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope your family and friends are safe during this yet another hurricane landfall in Florida, and check in tomorrow and we'll see how it all ends up.
Well, like we said at the start of the stream, it was all hugs and cuddles from us.
Yeah,
because we care about you, even if you think we don't.
That's right, we do.
Especially if you like and subscribe and do all those things that you're supposed to do.
And we care about those people a bit more.
Yeah, we cuddle you a bit more.
Yeah.
Cuddle.
Oh, reach arounds, right? Come on.
Ooh. You got a long reach.
So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him and the other him.
Button time.
Bye.